Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Yeah, good afternoon to Miss Amina and good evening to
Good
all
afternoon.
Indonesian people here. So, guys, actually, I'm so sorry because actually the master of ceremony today is Miss Umiati Lesnusa, but because of his father passed away, so I changed her position. Yeah, I'm so sorry to say that. So it's okay. Just
Condolence.
yeah, I will send our condolence to her. Okay, so first, I would like to introduce the speaker for tonight in Indonesia, and then she's Miss Amina. Hello, Miss Amina. Yeah, she'll
Hello
be with
again.
us here. And also our moderator tonight is Miss Dahia Al Qalbi. Hello, Miss Dahia.
Hello, Mr.
Okay, are you ready?
Inshallah.
Okay, so without any further ado, so let's start our talk show tonight, and I will give the position to Miss Dahia. The time is yours, Miss Dahia.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity for this night. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh for everyone. Okay, my name is Dahia Qalbi and I'm one of the member of Tangan Perubahan in Foreign Language Division. So tonight we will have a talk show under the title of How to Learn English Easily. So here we have our speakers from Russia, Miss Amina. Could you introduce yourself first, Miss Amina?
Of course, no problem. So, as you've heard already, my name is Amina. I'm sorry, just give me a second. Uh, sorry. So, my name is Amina, and I'm an English teacher. I teach English and German. Yes, actually, I'm from Russia, but currently I'm in Turkey, in Istanbul. Uh, just ask me what you're interested in, and I'll answer.
All right, thank you for the introduction. So you are a teacher. So what kind of level that you teach, like the level of schools in the Turkey? Right now?
I teach all the levels from the first grade up to the 12th grade.
Wow.
Yeah. And also I had experience with adults as well. But now currently I don't work with adults, but still I have this experience.
Mm-hmm. So would you mind to tell us your firstly experience when you're learning English?
My first experience was quite strange, to be honest, because I wasn't going to study languages at all. I wasn't going to enter this department, the language linguistic department. And it was, it was like maybe destiny or something like this. And when I found myself among all those students that were preparing to enter this faculty, they were more or less fluent in languages, and I was not. And I was shocked a little bit, because they could speak, they could communicate in English, and I couldn't. I was like, what's going on? What's going on around me? I don't understand anything. And it was a great stress for me, to be honest. Yes, it was quite stressful. But on the other hand, it was kind of motivating, because I've never been how to say the worst. I always wanted to be among the best students, among the best pupils, and so on. And at school, I was one of the best students as well. I was quite successful, and in Russia we have this kind of I think like a gold medal. If you have all the best grades at school, then you receive a so-called gold medal. So that means that you are very good at school and so on. That your knowledge is good. And I had this, so you can imagine how I felt at that time, and I felt like I need to learn it as quickly as possible. And that's what I did actually. I managed. Yes, I managed to do it. And in half a year, I guess, I was at the same level as all of my group mates and so on. And then I continued developing and so on. So this was my first experience.
Right, that's very interesting of your experience. So the first step when you were trying to learn English, what was that? The first step for the time
Learning words.
word.
That was the
So
first step.
like memorizing
Learning memorizing a lot of words. This was the first step for me. And at that time, now we have a lot of different opportunities, sources, resources, call them as you want. And at that time, it was 2005, so how many? 17 years ago. So I didn't have all that all those opportunities modern children have now. And yes, I listened a lot. Yes, the other very important stage was listening a lot. We used to go to so-called listening room and listened a lot, listening to different dialogues that were recorded by native speakers, of course. And then we recorded ourselves trying to imitate them and listening to yourself, and then trying to correct yourself, and all this kind of work.
So you study alone, or it's like course, something like that you have joined when you try to learn English at the time?
I was a student of linguistic university, so of course we had a course as well, but also I worked by myself because I need to keep up with them, first of all, because I was behind at the beginning of my studies.
All right. So what is the difficulty that you have find in learning English?
This language barrier. It's very hard to overcome this language barrier, to start speaking, to understand that even if you make mistakes, it's fine. It's not a big problem, because even native speakers, when they speak, and it concerns all the languages in the world, even native speakers, they can make mistakes, right? And they speak the native language. And if you are a foreigner, if you are speaking some foreign language, if you put an effort into it, it's great. It's normal, and you shouldn't be afraid of making mistakes. And this was hard for me to understand it, because again, I wanted to be good at everything. Yes, I didn't want to show that I can be weak something or something like that, but I had to overcome this barrier and to start speaking, to start making mistakes, to start understanding why I did this, why I made this mistake, and so on. And I think this was the most difficult thing. Yeah, definitely.
So do you have any like tips for the people who wants to learn English for the beginner?
I have so many tips. I don't even know what to start with. Yeah. Maybe you know that there are people called polyglots, right? People who know a lot of languages, and they are fluent in a lot of languages. Some of them speak 16. There were some that could speak even 60 languages and so on. How did they manage, right? How is it possible for all people and so on? And a lot of people were interested in this question. And they investigated, they try to understand what is special and what special is in this people, right? And it turns out that their brain is almost the same as ours, as just ordinary person and so on. And they have different ways of learning language, absolutely different ways. Every polyglot has his own way. And this is the main thing. This is the main thing, because what they do have in common is that they receive pleasure. They found a way that will enjoy them, you know? So enjoyment. First of all, you need to find something you enjoy. And if you find this way, you will definitely be successful. No doubt, because if you, for example, if you love listening to music, to songs, you can use it, right? You can listen to the song, translate it, work with the words, learn it, sing it, and so on. And it will be, how to say, a good time for you, right? You will enjoy it. You will feel yourself good, and on the other hand, you will learn. You will learn. And some people, I know a lot of people who learned languages through watching movies or TV shows, serials with subtitles, or when they watch, for example, if you have watched the Harry Potter for 1,000 times and you know all the phrases in your language, right? And then you decide to watch it in the original, and you listen, you understand, because you know you know already. You even don't know the subtitles or something like this, and it can be really effective, efficient for some people, you know. On the other hand, people are usually divided into, you know, visuals, audios, kinesthetics, and someone's writing over there, and digital, so-called digital. So if you're a visual person, that means that you need to have a lot of visual material when you're learning. So yes, for example, some pictured dictionaries, or some material that is in the tables or diagrams or something like this. If you're an audio person, for you the best way is to listen a lot, to take some listening course, to listen to the podcasts, songs again, so on. If you're a kinesthetic person, you need a lot of movement, so you need to learn and move at the same time, you know. For example, if you have ever seen the primary teacher, how they work with the primary students, what do? They usually have a lot of visual material, right? They all the time they pronounce and repeat everything for a lot of times, and at the same time they always clapping, hopping, running, doing something like this. Why do they do that? Just because of this, because every student has his own preferences, if you can say so. Yeah. For some, visual material is better. For some, audio material is better. For some, they need movement and so on. And digitals now, it is very topical because we live in this kind of era that is technological era, if you can say so. And yes, why not? Why not use it? We have so many apps in our phones, so many software for computers and so on, and it's great. It's fine. We just need to find something that is suitable for us and use it.
Yeah, that's very correct. That today's era is most of people have their own mobile phone and then try to search what they're interested in, that, right? Yeah, and then also every person have different style of learning also, so that's why we need to consider what kind of type of learning we are, and then we should match what kind of lesson or language that we want to learn. So yes,
that's what I meant. And one more thing, I would recommend just one thing, to learn not just the separate words, but to learn collocations. I think this is really very useful. Learn collocations or some word chains, so not just a separate word. It would be far more useful for you.
Yes. And how about the pronunciation? Is that really important to us to really have correct pronunciation when we are speaking in the language itself?
It depends on what do you mean by correct pronunciation, because there are different types, right, of English. So because American English and British English and even Australian or South African English, they are different in this manner. And also, we shouldn't forget it, still we are foreigners, it's not a native language, yeah? And even if we have some kind of accent or something, that is fine. But if we are talking about mispronouncing words that will affect our, will affect the meaning, so that people just won't understand what you mean, of course, it's another thing. And of course, we need to try, we need to, how to say, to develop, right? And to grow and to try to make our pronunciation as good as possible. But even if it's not perfect, but it is understandable and it is also clear for everyone. Everyone understands you, no problem. I think so.
Yes, but sometimes there's in English there's some words are different meaning but the same sounds, and then on vice versa. That's really
But in any language, we have this in all languages in the world. It's quite homonyms. Yes, it's fine. It's
yeah.
That's why we have context. That's why we have the situation.
Yes, right.
In the context, you are not. I don't think that you will mix them somehow or misunderstand anything.
All right. So, okay, that's really interesting explanation about the tips and also the experience. So, for the audiences, do you have any question for our speakers today? It's okay if you use Indonesian language or English.
Yes, while people thinking about their questions, I can add something if you don't mind. We also have another two groups of people when it comes to learning languages. I mean, and some of them are those who can learn through communication. And communication is not enough, for them. They just can listen what people are talking around them and so on. And they take it, they pick it up, and they start to imitate them, and they learn how to speak. And for example, if you know any person who moved to some foreign country, some of them, they start speaking very quickly. They start learning speaking language very quickly. But others, they are not like the first group, right? They may spend years in the country and still they can't speak. Why? Because they belong to the second group. And the second group is those who need some linguistic support. And their approach to learning is linguistic. They need to understand why this suffix is used here, why this ending is added here, and what's going on, right? They need to understand it. They need, and also it is topical when we discuss about using a native language for teaching foreign language, because all people, they argue about this. Some say that it's very useless and you don't need to use native language if you decided to teach someone foreign language. And the communicative approach is about this. But not all the people, can acquire language like this. Some people, they need to have this support from their native language as well, and to understand why it happens like this in English or in any other language. Why this suffix, why this affix, why this ending, why here we say this way and there we say that way. So it's also important to understand what kind of person you are. So can you learn just via communication? Then you'd better start communicating. Just find friends, use chats, and so on. communicate as much as you can, and you learn. Listen, watch some TV shows like Head and Show or something like this. It would be definitely great for you. But if you're someone from the second group, linguistic approach, then you need to look through some maybe grammatical rules, some tutorials, I don't know, something like this.
So like maybe some of people have their anxiety to start to talk with the French people. So how to overcome that situation if we really have the anxiety to talk to French people?
First of all, you need to understand that this foreigner, he also is not perfect one, right? He doesn't know your native language, for example, does he? No, you can speak your native language good, and plus you can speak English, even if it's not that good at the moment. But still, you are in the process. You just started, right? And the other person is just a human as you are, right? So first of all, you need to understand this, and don't be afraid to. And usually, most people, they don't pay attention on your mistakes or something. They don't pay. They understand it. They understand it pretty good, and they appreciate. And even English people, they really appreciate if you talk English, even with mistakes or something like this. So they don't feel like, oh my God, what does he say? They don't think like this. No, they think, whoa, cute. He tries. He does his best.
Yeah, maybe some of people have their overthinking about the how to make the sentences, or maybe they focus on the tenses, how to build the good words in English. So that's why sometimes people very difficult to produce the words or talk at the first time. So yeah, they got very anxiety.
Yes, and one more thing, you can't just jump over the steps of learning language, acquiring the language. Even if you look at the children, how they acquire their native language, right? What do? They start with a simple word, right? Like mom, dad, or something like this. Very easy, just one syllable word. They start with them. After they start making short sentences, right? Short sentences. I'm Amina, I'm 10 or something like this, right? After they start creating bigger sentences, but with mistakes. Very often they make mistakes, right? Children when they only start speaking their native language. And only after that they become better and better and better. And this is the process that is so natural for a person. And you can't just fly from the point when you start speaking smallest and easiest words. You can't just move to the moment when you speak with long sentences. It's impossible. We need to understand that. We need to go through all of the steps, all of them. It's fine, it's natural, and it's good. This is how we learn, no other way.
So what is your opinion about is that good for us to learn the word first, or we jump to the grammar, or we try to memorize the word first, or directly we study about the grammar itself? Which one is the better?
I think that learning words is first, because if you know words and you don't know grammar, you still can survive, you know. For example, you go to the shop or somewhere and you say just bread or milk or something. You don't know grammar, but you know this word. You know the word milk, you know the word bread or something, you know. That's it. You will survive. But if you know grammar, you're great in grammar, you understand people, but you don't know words. What are you gonna do with the grammar? What will you say? What you can't just come to a person and say, I know this case. They don't need it, right? So for me, it's my personal opinion because people argue about it all the time. Most of them say that they go together, that you can't separate them, they are inseparable. Just learn them together. Of course, it's the best way if you can learn them together. But if you maybe you're short of time or something going on, and if you need, if you have just short amount of time and you need to do at least something, I think better learn words.
Yes. Yeah, that's really good too if we study the word first before we go into learning about the grammar. Because how how to construct the word, how to construct the sentence if we don't know all of the words and
Yeah, that's
everything.
true.
And also
If
the
you don't
function
know
of
the
the
meaning, why do you need this grammar if you don't understand the meaning? That's right.
Yeah.
And if you know the words, even sometimes you can understand the grammatical rule by yourself. You understand and you see, oh, here it's like this, and here it's like this, and here's the same. That means that the grammatical rule is this one.
Yeah.
So we have our brains, right? They can work. They can come to some conclusion. It's fine.
Yeah, that's good for us to know about the words first. So, okay, guys, do you have any question to our speakers today? With Indonesian language, it's okay, or English language is more good? Okay, for Zelita Marsha,
Hello, Dahlia.
who is speaking there?
Can
Hello,
I?
everyone.
If wait, Mr. Mahyudin, we come to the first question from Zelita Marsha first, okay? And then after that, you, Mahyudin. Thank you. For Zelita,
Okay, okay, hello. I'm Jelita, but most of my friends call me Zel. Hello, Miss Amina.
Nice to meet you,
Okay.
dear. Hello.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, this is the most common problem in Indonesia. Like sometimes when we want to learn English, like it's a little bit difficult to how to be consistent in learning English. So, what's your perspective about that?
Oh, that is the problem not only in Indonesia.
Yeah,
Everywhere,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Imam is laughing.
Yeah, the best thing if you have your personal plan, of course, your personal plan, and every day, for example, 10 words every day or something like this. But I don't know. For me, it doesn't work. I always try to put some plans, but then I don't do that. I don't know why. But one good thing about applications, I mean, in your mobile phone, is that they always send you reminders, right? They always want to remind you, please go study, learn some new words, and so on. It helps me, for example, because right now I'm learning Turkish, and it helps me in learning Turkish really because I forget about that, but then I received this notification, dear, come and learn. And after I see it, I have to go and practice and learn new words and so on. So maybe it's a good idea. But some people, they can be good at planning and they can just plan, okay, every day from 7 till 8, I will devote myself to English. Of course, it also depends on the person. If it's, for example, a student or a married person, if it's a woman, does she has children, for example, or not? So it's not that easy, but you need to find the time that is good for you, and that's it. But very difficult question, really. because I have this problem myself.
You have to.
Yeah. When I learned English, I just had to, you know. I told you in the beginning I was highly motivated, highly motivated. And if you have this motivation, you will have time. You will find this time definitely because motivation is our everything. So maybe the best thing is at first to find why do you need it? Why do you need it? If you really need it, you will find time for sure. But if you just want, why not? Why not to learn English? Why not to know it? And that means that in your soul you don't know the pure reason. Maybe I can communicate with someone. Maybe I can do something, but that doesn't work. It doesn't work. You need to know why do you need it. Do you need it for your work? Do you need it for your personal goals? Why? And then you will find the time and you won't forget and so on.
Yeah,
But thank you
actually, yeah, I am also working as a teacher, as an English teacher. So, most of my students, they have a goal, but sometimes like they have no willing to learn English as well, and it's a little. And he asked me like how to be consistent to learn English because like like sometimes oh my god I feel lazy and also like I don't have a willingness to learn English, something like that. Okay, so
Yeah, this is quite understandable. It's a real problem. Probably. Sorry, my family has come.
so we can make a daily plan, a daily plan to learn English, right? Like for example, like for the schedule for Monday, we learn how to speak, and then Tuesday we learn how to write, something like that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's a great idea. Yes, when you have some plan, you have you. I'm sorry, just a second. Sorry.
It's okay. Okay. Thank you for answering my question, Miss.
Sorry, my mother was answering, so I had to.
Okay, thank you for the question from Zaita and also the explanation from Miss Amina. Is there anyone who have question for our speakers today? First, Mahyudin. Mr. Mahyudin, question.
Okay, thank you Dahlia for giving me chance. First of all, I would say good afternoon, Miss Anima.
Good afternoon.
I'm glad to join this meeting. I have already listened to your explanation about how to learn English. I think you explain a lot of tips and tricks to learn English. But I quote your explanation about you said about communication. I'm curious. How often you use English? How often you use English? Because I used to often speak English with Mas Imam, with Miss Jel, but about 2 months earlier, we don't have any communicate. So I think my English stuck, stuck, not
Yeah,
improve.
no, yeah.
Compared to you, you are an English teacher. I think you use English every day. Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So to be honest, I'm I'm anxiety, like Dahlia said before. I have anxiety to speak. Uh, how do you what? How about your opinion to remove our anxiety or to make us confident to speak English? Because if I try to speak English, I feel I have no enough confidence. So I think that's my question. There are two of my question is are first how often you use English and how to build confidence to speak English. That's
Okay.
thank you.
I got you. Thank you. Thank you for your question. So the first part of your question, currently I use English every day because now I work in an international school. So teaching there and learning there is in English. But I understand you when you said that you start somewhere because in Russia I had the same. Why? Yes, I use English every day as well because I'm a teacher, right? Being a teacher, that means that you need to use English every day. But when you work at school, you have this curriculum, right? And as it's just a second language, and you have only 3 hours per week, that not mm, that's not enough, to be honest. And that means that you all the time you're doing the same things, the same thing. And I can say that being an English teacher in Russia at school can help you to develop. No, but communication with other people, that is something that can really help. And it could be any person, you can join this fabulous Zoom meetings that are held in almost every WhatsApp group. Uh, I know there are a lot of groups in WhatsApp that are specialized in learning English, and they very often they have these meetings in Google meetings or Zoom meetings, doesn't matter. You can join them and communicate there. And as for confidence, the only way to gain this confidence is to talk, to speak as much as you can. No other ways. You need to speak to become a better speaker. Uh, Even if you know a lot of words, for example, some interpreters, translators, they know thousands of words, thousands, even hundreds of thousands of words, but they can't speak. They understand everything. They read, they hear, and so on, but they can't speak. You know why? Because then they don't have this practice, the speaking practice. Um, so you need to speak. This is the only way to improve your speaking skills. Uh, Listening can help you. Yes, when you listen, when you try to imitate something that you're listening to, it's great. It can really help you to build this uh, neurons in your head, in your brains, and so on. It is helpful. It is good. But if you don't speak, if you don't talk to someone, you will not develop the skill. It's impossible because it's a skill, and skill it is developed only in practice, in no other way. So just try use every single chance, use every single opportunity. Try to find some friends that can speak English. Um, it would be even better if they are native speakers, of course, because communicate with native speaker is more useful. But even if it's not a native speaker, if it's someone else who is good at English, even if he is not, you need just to overcome this barrier, and it is possible with any person, but you need to try. And confidence, it's not something that you can gain just by doing like this. No, it's a process. You have to go through something. You have to practice. And when you have this kind of experience, after that, you will be confident and you will be sure that mm, it's not something special. Just talking, just speaking, nothing more. This is. I hope you understand my point.
Thank you. Uh, thank you, Miss Anima. How about you, Miss Dahlia? I think your English is also good. Is also very good. How about you? How often you use English? I'm curious.
All right. So my answer is I always speak English every day actually. Yes. So because of I am one of the English education department students, so yeah, so that's why I need to speak English every day. And also I talk to my friends from abroad too, so they help me to speak in English every day. Yeah, and also in texting, or maybe I listen to the songs, and also I try to imitate their how they speaking. So that's, yeah, that's really helpful for me to increase my English and also my confidence actually. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. So is there anyone to ask question again to our speakers tonight?
Wait, Miss Dahia, I'm so sorry. I would like to greet the another one speaker, Mr. Dorji. Hello, Mr. Dorji. Welcome. Hello, can you hear me, Mr. Dorji? Oh, ah. ah. Please unmute yourself.
I'm
Ah,
really, yeah, I'm really sorry, I'm really sorry. Like
it's
I just
okay.
went
It's okay.
swimming. Yeah, I just went swimming and then like I fell into a deep sleep. My body was tired and God, you've been trying to
Yeah,
reach out to me.
I'm
I
so
owe you an
sorry.
apology.
Oh
I'm
no, no,
very
no,
sorry.
don't do that. Don't do that, please. It's okay. It's okay. We can understand.
Okay, you're fine.
Uh-huh. It's okay. It's fine. So, Miss Dahia, maybe you would like to ask the same question to Mr. Doji.
All right. First,
Okay.
yeah, we need to
All right.
know who is Mr. Dorji. So I'm easier to introduce yourself, Mr. Dorji.
My name is Dorji Gelson. I'm 22 years old and I currently study in Bangladesh. I'm pursuing my honors in developmental studies right now. But right now I'm not in Bangladesh. I'm here back in my country, which is Bhutan. I'm here for a film project and I'm currently working as an actor and I'm lucky to be here and I'm again really sorry. Hello everyone. Thank you.
All right. So our topic today is about how to learn English easily. So do you have any experience when the first time you, sorry. This mic. Right. So my question is, how is your first experience when you learn English? For, yeah, tell us your experience in learning English.
My first experience in learning English. I think it was in the primary days. I'm really not sure, but I think we if you want to like there is like different aspects of English if you want to learn like just the way like if you just want to learn the accents and just how you're speaking it, then I think there's a different field for that. But if you want to learn it grammatically, then I think my first experience learning English was I thought that like I knew English, but somehow like it turned out there's there's a different variety of English, basically. Like there's a different way that your English is written, and like there's also like it's just like when you think you know something, but then like it just has a different level, and like there's so many levels to English. So I think I started learning English with basically just with my teachers saying they're teaching me how to pronounce the alphabets, and yeah, that would be my first experience. Thank you.
So your first experience is memorizing the words or directly going to the grammatical?
Yeah, basically, yeah, basically memorizing the words. Basically memorizing the words.
Memorizing the words. So same from the Miss Ali, from the first time she begins to learn English. And then how do you think about the pronunciation of when we speak? Is that really important for us to have good pronunciations?
Yeah, but good pronunciation is okay, but like I would rather focus more on grammar than good pronunciation, because like that is really where English is beautiful, to be honest. So that's, I would like to say that that's where English is really beautiful, because like when it comes to like vocabularies and like how English is spoken, it can be a bit deceiving. Like I have some of my friends who speak really good English, but then like when it comes to writing grammatically correctly, they are really poor at that. And then like somehow like when you know, like I have some friends who are Bangladeshis and Indians who are, when they speak in a different accent, they be like, "Don't to talk to me like that," and something like that. But then I'm not like, how do you say? Sorry, I'm not trying to like like, sorry. So what I was saying was like they speak in a different accent, but then when they write and they have like a grammatically structured sentence that is really good. So yeah, I think it's like speaking it is one thing, but like I think you have to understand the core of English as well.
So consider about the grammatical also important in English language itself, right?
Sorry, I did not get that.
So learning about the grammatical or the structures in English also very important to understand
Yes,
for every people.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
That is true. But mostly if you want to just learn to speak English, then I think like accent and everything is important.
Maybe for the students who academically focus on English, so yeah, they need to understand about the structure and all stuff about the English. But for the people who just want to speak and then interact to different people in the world, so maybe they, speaking is good for them to learn
Yeah.
something like that. And then, do you have any tips for the beginner who wants to learn English language? What's your suggestion for
I
them?
I would say read books, basically, like and if you can't do that, I would suggest you to if you want to learn like English, I mostly like learned it by, how do you say, watching movies from like with subtitles, basically. And that was how I actually like get a lot of, if you want to increase your vocabs, I just like doing that a lot. But like books is also helpful. Like I would recommend book number one, but like if you can't do that, then second option would be the movie thing. I have read, I'm a huge fan of Stephen King, and also I'm a huge fan of Miyazaki. He's a Japanese writer, but yes.
So if you so for the books, what kind of genre is good for the beginner to read actually?
I would recommend them to go at their level. Like some people just try to go at a very advanced level, and they get this like a huge book, and then like they start reading it and they don't understand it and they just get bored with the books. That's why most people get bored with books. But like when you get a level of book that is just right for you, you actually start liking it and you understand what the book is trying to say, and like then it's really helpful.
Yeah, so it's the so for the teenager, right? For the teenager, what's the genre of the books actually good for them to read?
Genres. I mostly read historical fiction, but I would say like you have to find a genre that suits you. Most teenagers right now, they love romance. I can say that.
Yes, romance is very popular around the world actually.
Yes.
Mhm. And is there any question for our speakers here? For the audiences who wants to ask questions, please. Okay, Mr. Rizal, yeah, let me sure to ask your question.
Hello, my name is Riza. I am from Indonesia.
Hello.
I just
Hello.
uh, I just want to asking. I'm sorry, but my English is not good. I'm just
No, no,
asking
no.
if we learn English. We have two opinion. Like we speak English with our native, right? Our is correct or is good way or not? Understand? Like I am speak with English and sometimes I'm at my bahasa, my
Mm,
native
Mm,
language.
mm,
Uh, Sometimes in our community, like if you wanna say English, just English, not use another language or use your native language, just English. Are
mm.
this correct or not? And our nation, not our nation, sometimes is our community. We have two different opinion. Like you just speak English, just English, not use another language. Don't use
Oh.
your native language, just English.
mm,
What about your opinion about that? You understand?
Well, what yes, that also actually happens in my country, and like I feel like English, if they put this class system in English, which is a very bad thing actually. Like people who know English is considered like a bit of a high class and mature person. That is very wrong. That is very wrong. Like you can know English, but you can be very like I'll say it, you can be an asshole. So like, so like I don't know who said that to you, but like he's completely wrong. Like please stick to your native language if you're really comfortable with it. And like my friends also, there are a lot of people who don't know English and they just stick to the native language. And we also speak in native languages. So English is also a language, and your native language is also a language. So both of them are very important. So if you're good at one, that is completely fine. Thank you.
Oh, I mean, not you mix language English and you mix to native language
Yeah,
sometime.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
what I mean.
when you mix your native language and English
Yes,
together. Oh,
because
oh, I
our
am.
loss of vocabulary, miss apa tuh less of vocabulary. That I mean.
Oh,
Sometimes,
okay. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Like, how do you say? But it depends on the audience you're speaking to. If you're speaking to your country's people, then I think they will understand, and I think they will be fine. But like, if you're talking with an international foreigners, and you mix some of your native tongues, words, and stuff, but then it might be difficult for them to understand.
What
So I think if you're speaking with foreigners, I think it is good to learn like good to not do that. But if you are speaking with the Indonesian peoples and interacting with them, I think it is fine.
No, that's a problem. When sometime in we speak with our Indonesian with English and Indonesian,
Mhm.
sometimes people is complain like,
Mhm.
you speak English, you speak English,
Oh.
don't make, you speak English, don't make. That is very have to opinion in here.
Oh.
English is English, don't make
Oh.
even to our nation, not for foreign. Yes,
Mm.
that's why.
But
What your opinion about?
like no. Sorry.
Yeah,
Hello.
what's your opinion about that?
Uh, English is actually evolving as I've learned from my professors and stuff. And like, the word masala, it's actually originated in India, but it was never an English word. But somehow, like, it slowly became an English word because, like, in the 18th century, like, traders used to come to India and like take masala, and like even UK got it, and then like they just put the word masala as an English word. Now, you tell me, is the word masala like English or Indian? So like it's evolving, so I think like I think it's completely fine if you speak your like put native words in English, because like I also do it sometimes.
Mm.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you, Ms. Rizal. Is that answering your question? Okay, so my opinion is when the question of Ms. Rizal is when Indonesian people, right? We talk about in Indonesian culture, Indonesian people. So yeah, we have that kind of thing that when we try to talk in English, but sometimes we forget about the word, we just try to say the Indonesian words in it and mixing, right, Ms. Rizal? Yeah, so that's, and then they said that if you want to speak English, just speak English, all of them, like really complete English. But how can we do that? Because how can we use completely English when we forgot the word? So that's why, like maybe spontaneously we use Indonesian words to complete our sentences. So yeah, for in my opinion, if it's like kind of insulting us, so we just ignoring them, and then we just going what we want to say to every people. So if we want to increase our confidence, or if we want to increase our speaking in English, so we have to close our eyes or close our ears what the people talk about, the something that we cannot say, or maybe tell them to, can you give me time to look for this word first in dictionary. So after that we complete, I try to tell you what the another words, something like that. So yeah, kind of challenging for us to learn English is sometimes people don't understand this our situation. We study the language itself. So yeah, we need to consider ourselves also. So that's my opinion. Is there some? Okay. Is there any question more?
Wait, Miss Dahia, I'm so sorry. Wait, I would like to greet my friends from Morocco, Miss Marwa. Hello, Miss Marwa.
Okay. Hello,
Hey, say hello to us, Miss Marwa, please. Open your mic.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Yeah.
She's from Morocco.
Oh, my name is Marwa, and I'm from Morocco. I'm 17 years old. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
Thank you so much for your coming here, Miss Marwa.
Nice to meet you, Miss Marwa.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, okay. Now, Miss Dahia, go on.
Okay. So is there any question for our speakers today, for the audiences? from the audiences.
Actually, I have a question to Miss
Sure.
Amina. Where is she? Hello, Miss Amina. Where are you? Hello.
I'm here.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
here.
Well, actually, my question is
Good day.
about the native language of your country. I think no, I'm thinking I'm sure that is really different between Russian alphabet and also English alphabet, and about the accent, how to learn it easily. I mean, like your accent is it doesn't shows your accent is like Russian people, you know. Because when Russian people that I ever met before when they speak in English, they say like good morning, they are sound so very strong. So how can you do that? I mean, like remove your accent. That's my question.
Look, first of all, Russia is a big country. It's enormous country actually, and a lot of different ethnic groups live in Russia. So um, really, in our region, I'm from a region called Caucasus. So we have, I guess, more than 50 different people. I mean, 50 different ethnic groups. So, and most of the population, the south of Russia, it's the south of Russia, Caucasus, they are Muslims. So just to let you know that Russian people, it's not, for example, we don't think that we are Russian people, okay? Because, yeah, because we have our own languages, our own culture, our own traditions, and so on. As for accent and so on, as I told you before, we have our own language. So Russian is our second language, and that means that English is the third one, German is the fourth one, and so on. Yeah, and I don't know. I never had that kind of Russian English accent.
Oh,
I can't say that my English pronunciation and my accent is good. I know, but I'm still far from being a good in accent. But I was told when I was in the United States of America, when I was in London as well, in Oxford, they told me that my pronunciation is fine, that they understand everything, and that it's okay. So maybe that's why I didn't have this kind of motivation to improve myself that much.
mhm.
What was another question? I forgot.
Yeah. I say that. How can you remove your
You
accent?
asked me
Because
about the accent, right?
yeah, I think your accent is not like
And
most Russian people that I ever met before. Mhm.
Mhm. Yes, and the only thing I can tell you, listen a lot. Listen as much as you can. And listen to the native speakers, of course. I told you some good movies, especially those from, for example, Britain, and especially those that are like screen versions of some very good books, like Pride and Prejudice, and stuff like that, you know. Um, Also, TV shows, they are really very useful, and they because you're listening to some a live language, you know, this modern language, and you understand how people talk in their real life, not just because yeah, movies it's good, but um, still informal speech that is used between native speakers can be a little bit different. And when you listen, you try to imitate it. It's you can't ignore it because if you listen and you hear that you mispronounce some words, then you think, "Wow, why do I pronounce it like this if it's like that actually?" And you start pronouncing it correctly. And the same as with their rhythm, with their intonation, and so on and so on. So the best advice here is to listen as much as possible. I think so. To listen and to imitate, of course.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Amina, for your answer.
Thank you for your question.
All right. Yeah, as we know that Russian people is the R is very strong, right? All right. So yeah, once again, is there any question from the audiences to our speakers tonight? Hmm?
Dahlia,
Yes, Mr. Mahyudin.
I have one question to Mr. Dolby,
Dorji,
right?
Dorji. Yes,
Yes.
Mr. Dorji.
Yes.
Dorji.
Yeah.
Uh, Mr. Dorji, my question
Yes.
for you is in
Uh-huh.
line with Rizal said before. Uh, I I would say that do you agree? Do you agree about some people says if you want to learn English, you
Mm-hmm.
must have mono dictionary.
Mono
Uh,
dictionary.
yes, English, you know, dictionary like
Uh,
English. Uh,
yeah.
we usually
Oxford
use
Dictionary.
like Oxford Dictionary. Uh,
Uh-huh.
but I think sometime we 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 find a challenge to use mono dictionary. Uh,
Mm.
for example, we found a difficult word like uh, how to expel.
What to
What
spell?
Mm.
expel? Uh, we try to open mono dictionary, uh,
Mm-hmm.
English. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we find we feel difficult to translate or to get the meaning. So
Mm.
how about your opinion about this case? Uh, hope you understand what
Um,
I mean.
yes. Do I agree or not? Um, it's hard to say, but I think I would like to disagree on it because we in our country Bhutan we also have like a lot of dictionaries that is our native language is our like mother tongue is Dzongkha, so we have like Dzongkha like dictionary translated to English, and we also have English dictionaries translated to Dzongkha. So like it's like how do you say if you want to go for mono, I think it's when it's when you yeah, it depends on your level, like somebody commented, I think. But if you stick to mono, I think you will have hard time like learning English and understanding English. It's better if you have like your native words like your English words translated into like uh, where there's English words and definition is written in your native language, and that is very helpful. It helps me all the time. I even use it. I also have an app for that, like where where my language is translated into English, so it helps.
Okay, Mister. Otherwise, with you, I hear you speak very fluent. You speak English fluently, but some people said that if you want double dictionary, that make your brain first translate in your brain to English from your native to English, and that make you stuck in English. But I watch you speak like water in the river so fluent. So how how
Thank you.
how your secret about it? Thank you.
Um, I was basically like in my country. I think it has to do with the history of my country. Basically, like as I love like historical genres and stuff. I will try to put this at a historical point of view. So basically, in Bhutan was isolated, mostly isolated. But it only opened up to the world at the year of 1999. So at 2000, that was when I was born. At the year of 1999, they were getting Bhutan was getting television, the internet. That was not seen ever before the 1999. So, and our uh, our Majesty the King, we have a king, and our Majesty the King said, we have to emphasize our country to go out at the world. So we have to make English a priority right now. So they made English first and our native language second at that time. So English was focused mostly on every school. So I think that's why most Bhutanese people have a very fluent accent nowadays. And like everywhere you go, you will find Bhutanese people good in English. So but now they said it's too much English, so we have to go back to our roots. So let's back it up. Let's go back to our native tongue. It's important. We are losing our identity. So that's why when we opened up to the world, they said English good. Now that it's too much English, they said go back. Good.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. for your insight.
Thank you.
Right. Yes, it's very interesting to listen the history of English subject in your country, Mr. Dorji. And then, yeah. How about Miss Amina? Do you have any additional answer for Mr. Mahyudin question?
I don't think it would be an additional question. Answer, sorry. What question do you mean, by the way? Which one?
About the dictionary, actually.
The dictionary, yes. I brought in the dictionary. I think that it depends on your level. If you're just a beginner, you won't have any use of using a monolingual dictionary because you you won't understand anything there. If you have at least B1 or B2, then yes, of course, it's great if you can use monolingual dictionaries and develop yourself and start thinking in English and so on. But for the beginners, it's useless. It's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I didn't use them, for example, when I started learning. Now I do. I have to. But at the beginning, when I was a beginner, I couldn't use them, even if I wanted. I couldn't.
All right. So it's depend of the level of people's English, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Is it answer your question, Mr. Mahyudin?
I think enough.
Okay.
Miss Dahlia. Yeah.
All right. Is there any question more from the audiences?
I have a question.
All right, Mr. Rivaldo.
Yeah, strict education. How to arrange my words to be better when I speak or explain something.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, how to arrange my words to be better when I speak or explain something. I don't know. I'm always confused to speak with someone and arrange my word like that. So yeah, give me a solution about that.
Okay. Okay. So first is Miss Amina answer the question, and after that, Mr. Dorji.
Yes. Can I just ask, what do you mean by arranging the words? Do you mean the word order or what? If you mean the word order, for example, English is very simple language in this, from this point of view, very simple, because the word order is just settled. You don't have any other options. You have one way, and that's it. And for different types of sentences, you have some settled word order. That's it. It's the easiest thing in English. That's why English is so. Actually, let me be honest. English is one of the easiest languages to learn. Really, very easy. Maybe writing, I mean, spelling is a little bit difficult because of great amount of borrowed words, French words, and so on, right? They say it's written Manchester and read as Liverpool, but still, if we are talking about speaking, communicating, English is very easy. You need just to find out information about the word order in different types of sentences that they. Because in Russian, for example, words can stand in absolutely different places, and it can be really hard to understand the meaning if you are not fluent in Russian. I mean, because of all these endings, prepositions, and so on. But in English, no endings, not that much prepositions, not just one or two suffixes, and that's it, and only one or two endings, right? S and ed, that's it. So, and again, practice makes perfect, and that's it. If you don't have practice, you won't be able to arrange your words in the right way. So practice as much as you can.
Okay.
So practice is the key.
Yeah, I'm always
Yeah,
practice
I
my
would say.
English with. Sorry. Next.
Okay.
Yes, of course. I'm sure that you practice even more.
Yeah, the practice. So, Mr. Dorji, time is yours to answer the question for Mr. Rivaldo.
So the question was how to rearrange the words.
Yep. Right.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well, if how to rearrange the words, I have to go with sorry, I forgot the name of the previous speaker, but I have to give her the credit. So like I have to go with what she said. Like it's basically how much you practice on that and how much grammatically accurate. Amina, sorry, Amina, I'm really sorry. Okay, so yes, like she said, you have to practice and practice, and but if it's for speaking, I think like just to let the other person understand. I think there is no like a specific structure for you to follow where I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I don't think there's a specific structure to follow where you to rearrange those words. Like if I say in a broken English, like something like this bottle very good, but it's not a grammatically accurate correct, but you understand what I'm saying and what I'm trying to say. So yes, but if you want to rearrange, like to arrange words in a grammatically correct sentence, then yes, practice grammar. It's really important. Thank you.
Oh, I should learn grammar. Is right. Okay. Thanks for the answer, Mr. Dorji.
All right. So let me conclude the answers. So the question is how to rearrange the word when we are speaking, right, Mr. Rivaldo?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So yeah, as I said before that, when you try to or when you want to talk to the foreigners, it's just let it flow. We don't have any rules to speak to other people's like, yeah. As long as they understand what we are talking about, it's fine. But when we're talking about the academically, so yeah, we need to consider about the grammatical, the structures, and also, yeah, stuff like that. So if you want, yeah, so you need to consider about what do you want. You need to know about the structures, or maybe you want to know all of that for maybe get a job, or maybe you want to get the scholarship. Of course, you need to consider about the structure and grammatical. So you need to study about that. And then, but if you want to just talk to foreign people, or maybe just to get friend or stuff like that, yeah, there is no rule actually for that, as long as they understand about what we want to talk. Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Can I
Miss.
add something?
Yeah.
Can I add? But I don't know if you have this kind of stuff like bilingual books. So when one page is in English and another page is in your native language, for example, we have them in Russian, for example. I don't know if you have like that in Indonesian or in other languages, but they can be very useful for beginners as well. Actually, for beginners, they are useful because, yeah, you can you read a sentence in English and you read the same sentence in your native language, and you can see how the words function, how they work in the sentence, the difference between approaches. Yes, I mean how this word is used in your language and how this word is used in English. That's what if you remember, I talked to you about the linguistic approach, right? We have communicative approach and linguistic approach. And if you are a person of linguistic approach, if you need to understand this kind of thing, if you can't just pick it up from communication around you, then it's really very useful. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Amina, for the answer, and also Mr. Dorji. Is that answering your question, Mr. Refaldo?
No. Thanks for the answer.
Okay. Okay, is there any question more for our speaker today? All right. If there's no any question, I will give it back to Mr. Imam.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, come on, guys. If you would like to ask a question, we still have a time, maybe 30 minutes more. So, yeah.
Oh, until 9.
Yes.
Okay.
We are still waiting. But if there is no questions, I think we can close the meeting.
It's good opportunity actually for the audiences to talk about maybe you have some difficulty in English or maybe obstacle in English. You may ask them that because this is really good opportunity to ask the, yeah, we can say the expert of English actually.
As I typed before that, if you have a problem to ask in English, you can
Yeah.
also use Bahasa Indonesia, and maybe we will help to translate it into English. No worries, guys. This is the talk show. It means that you can talk each other here. Don't be silent, as I said before. Okay, there is no question, guys. No. Okay. How about you, Miss Dahia? You would like to ask again? I know that you would like to ask again. Uh-huh.
Actually, as my background is English education department, so I have a question for Miss.
Maybe.
Yeah, do you have
Yes,
Miss Rizal?
Mr. Rizal, come on.
Maybe host can asking us for more
What? Sorry.
maybe host can asking us for something.
Oh, the host asked the audience is about something.
Yes. I
Mm.
think it's because our confusing what must I asking for Speaker.
Yes, the speakers. So what you would like to ask?
Hey,
About
can
the-
I ask? Can I ask a
Of course,
question to the
the
audience?
speakers.
Yes,
Yeah, maybe
yes.
speaker
I'm
can
just
ask for.
interested. The main question that you need to answer first of all for yourself. Why do you want to learn English? Why do
Ah,
you need it?
okay. Who would like to answer the question first? Why do you need to learn English?
May
Yes.
I answer?
Of
Yeah,
course,
Mr.
yes.
Sure.
Please.
Miss Anima, my answer is because I'm an employee, I want to upgrade my position in my company
Mhm.
to
Okay.
promote my position in my company. Thank you.
Thank you too. Mm.
Next person, please. Mr. Fafa, come on. Answer the question.
No, I have no question.
No. I mean,
Yeah, but
answer the question from Miss Amina. She asked
oh,
about,
yeah.
why
I
do you
will
need to
try
learn
to.
English?
Okay, I will try to answer the question from me, Mrs. I'm sorry, what's the name?
Amina. Mrs. Amina.
Amina.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe for the first time, yeah, we have to realize that English is really important, right? Currently, and yeah, maybe English is two-word language and international language. That's why we have to learn about English, because if we can speak English, we want to go to every country or in the world. It will make easy, right? It is the first why I learn English. Yeah, because I know now I'm an English teacher, but I'm so sorry, my English still bad. I try to speak English. Yeah, I learn with Mr. Imam as well. Yeah, and Miss JL as well. So this is my English. I'm very happy because I can speak English. I can talk with another people in abroad. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for answering.
Okay, anybody would like to answer again?
Anyone? Or is it me?
Oh, I think they are so afraid to answer. No worries, guys.
It's okay.
It's okay. Hello, welcome, Nana. Oh, still connecting the audio. Well, if there is no question, I think we can close the meeting. Miss Dahia?
All right. Okay, if there is no any question, we close our meeting today, and thank
Oh,
you
wait.
so much.
Yeah, don't forget to turn on your camera because I would like to take a documentation, as always, yeah. So guys, please turn on your camera. I would like to take the documentation first. Mr. Seriaman, come on, open your camera. Mr. Mahyudin, Miss Trina, Mr. Ardan, and Miss Hasanatul Husna. Also, please turn on your camera. Miss Nur Hikmah, Mr. Hicham. Okay, give your best smile. I will count from here. Okay, so ready? 3, 2, 1. More. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now, Miss Dahia, please close first, and then I will close the meeting after you.
All right. Okay, thank you so much for your coming for tonight talk show. And then I'm sorry for if I have many mistakes. And yeah, have a good day and have a good night. Okay,
You too. So
Okay,
thank you for
big
Thank you
thanks
all.
to all of the
Goodbye.
speakers.
This is
Bye-bye.
very
Have a
useful.
good day.
This meeting is very useful for us.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
See you on the next meeting, guys.
You guys.
Thank you, Mr. Imam.
Yeah, you are most welcome, Mr. Papa.